Good evening. Welcome to the 2021 Harambee Night of Recognition and Awards celebration brought to you by the Multicultural Center and the Harambee Planning Committee. My name is Linda Umatoni. I'm a sophomore biology major and I'm representing on the behalf of Black Student Alliance, and I'm originally from Kigali, Rwanda. I'm excited to be hosting tonight's Harambee celebration.
Hi everyone, my name is Amira Williams. I'm a senior accounting major from Houston, Texas, and I'm here representing NABA and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I'm also excited to be hosting alongside Linda at tonight's Harambee celebration.
Before we begin this program, we would like to start by acknowledging the history and legacy of colonization. UTD Dallas stands on land originally settled and occupied by the Caddo, Wichita, and Comanche people. We recognize the history of UTD Dallas begins with the forced removal of the indigenous people through the legacy of colonization. For those new to our Harambee tradition, Harambee is a time when the Black, African, and African American student communities at UT Dallas come together to celebrate our accomplishments, our excellence, and acknowledge those of us who will be graduating this year.
Harambee is our annual program, but it comes from a Kenyan tradition of acknowledging community. The word Harambee is a Swahili term that translates to all pulled together. When we celebrate Harambee here at UTD, it means the community of Black, African, and African American students, student organizations, and the greater UT Dallas community have all come together, worked as one. We're all pulling together.
Our community does not just include each of us as individual students, but our families, friends, and advisors and mentors. We are all pulling together to support one another, inspire each other, and celebrate our success.
In celebrating Harambee, we also acknowledge the symbolic colors red, black, and green. Red symbolizes blood. It signifies a sense of personal sacrifice and struggle. Black symbolizes people, spiritual energy, and spiritual maturity. Green represents growth, vitality, and spiritual wealth.
This year's 2021 theme is a beauty of Black excellence. This theme celebrates our strength, loyalty, and undeniable self-confidence within the African American community as we continue to build bridges, break barriers, and become one tribe, while highlighting our works of excellence and leadership.
At this time, I would like to welcome our president, Dr. Benson, to deliver our official welcome.
Greetings, Comets. I am Richard Benson, president of UT Dallas. I am pleased to join you in celebrating the conclusion of the academic year, congratulate our graduating student leaders, and thank you for providing the leadership to help make UT Dallas even better. I want to give special recognition to the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and the Multicultural Center for their excellent programming throughout the year. One of the hallmarks of the student experience at UT Dallas is the variety of organizations that are offered. Thank you to the following African American and Black student groups for your participation this year: the Black Student Alliance, Black Students for Public Health, National Society for Black Engineers, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority, the Black Graduate Student Association, the National Association for Black Accountants, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and the Black Campus Ministries. As student leaders, you ensured that we better understood the issues that were important to you and grew in our ability to support students of color. I previously addressed you during Black History Month. At that time, I told you that our duty at UT Dallas was to ensure that we honor your striving for success. This event today is a celebration of that initiative and your perseverance in this year like none other. As young adults, you are at the forefront of societal change. Thank you for being involved and lending your voice to the causes that will improve our university and our society. We look back on this past year and note that we pushed beyond just returning to normal and instead move forward to something even better than before. This will be your lasting legacy at UT Dallas and in the larger community. I look forward to seeing you continue to be leaders when you leave here and embark on the next part of your journey. Congratulations on a job well done, Comets. Whoosh.
Thank you, Dr. Benson, for that special welcome. We will now welcome student speaker Kaliptina Asari Frimpong to the stage for words of wisdom. Kaliptina is a junior studying mechanical engineering. She is currently vice president of NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, and the Director of Manufacturing and Composites of UTD's Solar Racing Team. In past semesters, she has worked with the Student Leadership Program by serving on their advisory board. She likes to watch soccer highlights, variety of TV shows, and anime in her free time. Please help me welcome Kaliptina Asare Frimpong.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. My name is Kaliptina Asare Frimpong, and this evening, I'd like to share my experiences and lessons I have learned so far at UTD. One life lesson I think most people find it difficult to come to terms with is failure. Nobody likes to fail, obviously, but sometimes it happens and that's fine. The hardest semester out of my college experience has been the first semester of my sophomore year. This semester was difficult because I was taking 17 hours and had some new experiences which were on the negative side. I failed the 2 midterm exams in one of my classes, and I was ready to retake the class the next semester. I was doing a lot that semester actually, and this class was definitely not helping. I took it especially hard because that was my first time failing an exam, not to think of 2 in a row. I didn't know what to do, so I cried a little bit, then a lot, especially after the second exam. After the second exam, I contemplated a lot about retaking this class, but I realized that it wasn't over yet. I hadn't even written my final exam. Then this was no time to give up. I was determined to pass this class so I could graduate on time. My desire to succeed outweighed the failure I had just gone through. Why? This is because I had set a goal for myself and was ready to battle to get to my goal. Even though it wouldn't be the desired grade, I was still ready to march on to completion and success. That determination helped me prepare for my final exam. It gave me a strong mindset and reminded me of what I could do. At the end of the semester, I passed the class with a B. I was able to pass the class because I didn't give up, and through that failure, I gained a stronger mindset, purpose, and another goal. I realized it is okay to cry when we fail, but we should definitely get up and be ready to keep on fighting. That failure is just another step we take towards our goal. It makes you stronger, better, and relentless. Now, in contrast to that semester, let me tell you about my easier semester. My easier semester is the first semester of my junior year. Well, why is that? I didn't take any less hours, so where my classes less difficult. They were actually more advanced, so why is the semester the easiest? I think it's because my hardest semester taught me lessons that made the rest of my semesters easier to handle. I was strong-minded and better. Sure, I failed an exam in one of my classes, but it was 1 out of 5. And just like my first time, it was no walk in the park. But I realized that if I could pass statics, then I could definitely pass fluid mechanics. So what is the lesson here? What wisdom do I have to give? Never let failure in one area determine your overall outcome. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And when you fail, choose the positive lessons from that failure. Learn from it and grow. It's okay to fail, but rising back up with the positive lessons is the most important aspect of it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaliptina, for sharing your journey with us and that amazing message. And now, please help me congratulate our 2021 Student Organization Award recipients for this.
Congratulations to all of the award recipients for a job well done this year. Once again, let's applaud tonight's awards recipients. We will now present a year in review video of our 2020 to 2021 year on campus.
Wow, what a great video. Let's all send those virtual claps and heart emojis through the comments for a job well done. Our next performer comes by the name of Calvin J. Calvin J is a poet from St. Louis, Illinois, now residing in Dallas. He has been performing poetry for 4 years on national platforms, including Busboys in DC, the Harlem Bomb Shelter out of New York, Men Impact in Seattle, Washington, and many other cities. Along with his poetry, Calvin J is a Barnes & Noble best-selling author for his book #Front Row Seat, released in 2017, and also released his poetry album, Voicemail, Poetry Saved Me, in 2019. His goal with his poetry is to share life experiences with his audience, while also telling stories of the surroundings to relate to others. Please join me in welcoming Calvin J to present an original poem.
In 2011, HBO created a hit show entitled Game of Thrones that was based in the medieval times, right? Now, if you haven't seen it, here's a spoiler alert. Our main character, Ned Stark, who is the king of the North, is taken to a stage and has his head cut off in front of his family and his entire kingdom. 2019, King DeAndre Arnold of Texas is sentenced to a beheading before he can ever reach the graduation stage. They tell him it's either his crown or their cap and gown. You see, they'll give us the 40 acres or the mule, but they'll never give us both, constantly wanting us to barter our royalty for their acceptance, hoping that history repeats itself and we sell ourselves for them once again. They view our hair as a crown of thorns in their side that reminds them that we are God's children that they crucified, but can never kill off. How upsetting it must be to constantly have the past in your face, but never able to make it your present. Eyes lit green with envy, angry that master never mastered a way to keep us whipped. How nostalgic our hair must be for you. It takes you back to the sounds of Dixie, wishing that the South would rise higher than the black bodies you strung up. Instead, these field hands played the field and bought your house, as they say in war. The quickest way to take over a kingdom is to kill the king or the queen. In fighting, they say the quickest way to kill the body is to go for the head. So our hair remains in the crosshairs of their bullseye. How dare we wear our entitlements so boldly? How dare we walk around with any type of privilege? How dare we carry ourselves as if we're white? Both entitled and privileged. Not compromising for 3/5 of either. The roots of our hair are still connected to the trees that you no longer can hang us from. We stopped being your strange fruit and became the soil that's grown everything. We built castles out of every stone that you've thrown at us and made them bigger than the plantation houses that we once worked. We've created our own kingdoms. So whenever you ask us, can we adjust our crown, we'll happily say no. We boldly wear our hair to remind you that we are God's children that you crucified, but you couldn't kill off.
Wow, that was so that was so nice. Thank you so much, Calvin, for that awesome poem. You can follow Calvin for more of his poetry on his Instagram at Calvin_J. Now, let's get ready for our next student speaker from the class of 2021, Janelle Boyce. Janelle is a senior majoring in healthcare studies. She aspires to earn her doctorate's degree in nurse practitioner because she is passionate about patient advocacy and public health. Throughout her time at UTD, she was involved in various events and clubs such as MLK Service Day, MAPS, BSP, and SBSLC, among other activities. Outside of school, she is involved in community service at her local church. She enjoys fashion, fitness, and enjoying time outdoors. One of Janelle's greatest achievements is joining together with her like-minded peers to establish Black Students for Public Health. Its mission is to inform and bring awareness to the field of public health and healthcare disparities. She could not have done it without her amazing team. She is confident that the executive board will carry the baton in furthering its mission. Please help me welcome our class of 2021 speaker, Janelle Boyce.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janelle Boyce, and as Amira said, I am a graduating senior at UT Dallas, summer 2021 Gang Stand Up. It's a pleasure to be with you all and to speak with you and to impart some words of wisdom that I've learned thus far at UT Dallas. Like they say, you can take the meat and spit out the bones. So as I get into my speech, I would like to say that I am extremely thankful for the MC, and I don't know where I would be if it was not for the Multicultural Center. The first place when I got to UTD, I was like, okay, where are the people that look like me? And the MC became a safe spot for myself and many others, students who can share the exact sentiment. So let me get into my speech now. So many people have asked me, are you ready for graduation? And with confidence, I tell them yes. That usually is followed by a surprise on their face because they weren't expecting such a bold response. Truth is, I'm looking forward to graduation, not because I despised my college experience, but I view it as a closing chapter in my life with the opening of another to follow. My career aspiration is to become a nurse practitioner. My goal is to earn my doctorate degree in that area. And as Amira had mentioned, work in public health and patient advocacy. Those are just to name a few of my aspirations, but I've learned a lot of lessons throughout my college journey that I would like to share with you guys. Two specifically that has helped me to be where I am today and helped me to, with the skills I needed to go further into healthcare. College has been a time period where I was able to discover who I was and who I wanted to become. Looking back to the experience I once was when I first started college, and now as a graduating senior, so much has changed. My experience was full of victories and setbacks, just as Caliptina can also relate, as many of you also can relate to. Even though our fields may be different, there's one thing that we can all agree on is you all remember those huddles that you and your classmates used to make after a difficult exam, everyone is anxious about whether or not they would pass or fail the exam. And if you're on the worst side of the spectrum, which I have been one time, and you're like, oh, I hope I pass, but you know in your heart that you didn't do your best. But there is also that sense of relief that you feel when your other classmates share that exact sentiment. So there's a hope for a curve, so the professor might curve the exam. So it's not as gruesome, right? But in this segment, I would like to share 2 important components, as I've mentioned, that helped me to make my college experience a successful one as a student. And these 2 are community and networking. Community, as we all know, is needed, regardless of what stage you are in life. As human beings, we are naturally social beings. From a biological standpoint, community enhances our ability to survive under harsh environmental circumstances. And from a cultural standpoint, it builds strength and provides an environment of belongingness. Harambee, which is the celebration, is a Kenyan celebration historically, and it's a celebration of togetherness and building community together rather than doing it individually. One of the setbacks that we've had in 2020 was a shift in how we communicated with each other. I'm sure many of you guys were not fans of we all miss those MC hub spots, if you remember. That was the first place I've been to when I first came to UTD. It was not the tutoring center, it was the MC hub spot. And that was where we shared laugh, had debates, had intellectual conversations, and so forth. These are experiences I will always treasure as a student at UT Dallas. And back to my statement on the transition to an online format, there has been a gap in how we communicated as peers. However, I like to see the silver lining in everything. And in the midst of these shifts, I was able to challenge myself to think outside the box and to find ways to be creative in my positions on Club at UTD. There's a famous quote that says, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, I made it through this year, not because of myself, but because of my community, because of my board members in MAPS, BSP, my former colleagues at the MC, and also my classmates. What was unique is that I was challenged in hosting insightful discussions and etc. But one thing I would like to share with you guys is that even though things may be virtual, we still made it through. And that's because we had community, we had each other to hold each other accountable and to get us through those tough times. The first club I was involved in didn't start at UT Dallas. Actually, I've been to 3 different colleges throughout my college journey. And you can tell I've had to adapt 3 times, which I'm looking back now, I'm just like, how did I even do that? And still managed to be involved. But you can tell where my heart was, and it was for serving people and for being of service. The first club I was involved in was called NIPERG. It was the largest student-run organization in the New York State. Yes, I'm from the concrete jungle. And it first exposed me to advocacy and the importance of being involved. Because of my involvement, my grades were better. I enjoyed school, and I look forward to being involved in school-wide activities. The truth is, you won't know whether or not you're good at something unless you try it. And the best part about college is that, in my opinion, it's the perfect time to try new things and to make mistakes without it costing you so much. Your supervisors, your faculty, staffs, and peers understand that you're still a student, and you can kind of still get away with some of not doing everything correct. But my point is, use this time period, whether it be virtual or in person, to bring forth your ideas and expose your inner creativity. I used to think my input was invaluable because as an introvert, if there's any introverts in the room, we tend to overthink things. We tend to make things seem bigger than they usually are. However, I was able to burst my bubble when I was involved with club meetings, and I was placed in positions where I had to speak up and I had to give my input. This is to say that it is possible for introverts specifically, I know extroverts don't struggle in this area, but introverts specifically, that it's okay and it's possible for you to speak up and give your input and share your ideas and your vision because you are equally as part of the team as everyone else. My next and last point that I like to share is the importance of networking. We network to build new connections, and the beauty about it is that you meet individuals with similar stories, backgrounds, and interests. Sometimes that connections can lead to furthering you and helping you get a job, which is what happened to me at one point. I would like to share a quick story of how I was able to get a job through a random connection with someone that I've met. So here goes. I was looking to apply for a job as a lab assistant. I had no prior experience to that position. All I knew was that I wanted to make extra money as a college student, and I was a science major. One day I was working as a student ambassador, and we were giving out pizza to students who were passing in the science hallways. And this random person came in, she started talking to me. And we exchanged conversations back and forth. And she eventually went back to her office. Little did I know, the same position that I was applying for, she was in the interview room. And as soon as I walked in the room, a big smile came on her face because she didn't realize that this was the same girl that she was talking to just yesterday, right? Crazy moment. That was an aha moment. But all I remember was that big smile on her face. And for the both of us, but I had to maintain my composure because I was like, I need this job, so let me just keep things cool. Afterwards, great news came in. I did get hired for the event, and I did become the lab assistant. But I'm convinced that she was an ally for me in vouching for me to obtain that position because on my first day there, she saw me, she greeted me with a big smile on her face. So I knew she had to throw in a little hint that I was the perfect candidate for this job. So had it not been for her, I probably wouldn't have gotten the job, and I probably wouldn't have been able to save up money for college. So this is just going back to reinforce the importance of networking and building connections, even with strangers. And also remember that it's important to be kind and humble to everyone that you meet. People may not always remember your name, but they will always remember how you make them feel. As I bring this speech to a close, I would like to impart with you 3 takeaways that I believe would be very helpful for you in your college journey as you finish. My first tip is to say that there's many opportunities for you to leave an impact at UTD. Sometimes it means going the unconventional route or take the road that no one else wants to take. My second tip is to try new things, take up new positions, see what you're good at, see what you're not good at. I was a horrible secretary. I'm not good at organizing, so I knew that early on. It's a learning skill for me, but just see what you're good at. I'm very good at delegating tasks and keeping things intact. So more like an overseer, but I'm not good with the fine details. But you'll figure that out as you move along and as you learn more about yourself and what areas you have to still work on. My third tip is to network and build new bridges, form new connections. Through networking, I landed a job position. I helped to co-found a club, and I also helped to build personal and professional relationships that I still have today. So I hope my story inspires you to leave your mark at UTD and that you utilize all your resources to better prepare you for your next chapter in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle, for sharing those amazing words of advice. I personally know Janelle, and I just have to say she is one of the nicest people I've ever met, and she's really outgoing, she's really determined, and she's inspired me, and I hope she inspired all of y'all as well. And I just want to congratulate her on her next chapter in life, and I will miss you next semester, and I just hope all your dreams come true and you become a nurse practitioner. So now we'll take this time to acknowledge our 2021 fall and spring graduates. Though we are all not able to come together physically, celebrate in the same place, we want to still acknowledge our graduating students, as this is a big milestone for each of them. At this time, we will have Ms. Destiny Tolbert, Assistant Director of the Multicultural Center, to come and give special thanks.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight during our celebration with us, and thank you all for those who are streaming live with us from YouTube and Facebook Live. We are happy that you are with us this evening. Of course, this program wouldn't have been successful without the work and contributions of many individuals. To all of our staff in the Multicultural Center, thank you for all of your continued hard work and dedication to serving our students. And special shout out to our director, Author Greg, for all of his efforts as well. Let's also take this moment to give a special thanks to our advisors, mentors who have helped us during maneuver this year, who have continued to support us as well. Want to also send a special thanks, thank you to our African American Black student organizations. Those student organizations have contributed their time these past 5 weeks with us, and they have done such an awesome job. I'm so proud of them. They made this event successful tonight. And we just appreciate all of the speakers and our guests that we had on tonight, making sure that this event was successful this evening. And then lastly, to our lovely hosts and co-hosts, Amira and Linda. So happy for you guys. Thank y'all so much for just, yes, thank you so much. An eventful night for us. And we're thankful for all of our family, our friends and loved ones who joined us to celebrate this momentous occasion. We hope that all of you have a safe evening and then also enjoy tonight's event. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and hand it back to Amira and Linda, who will close us out on tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Destiny. As we prepare to close the 2021 Harambee celebration, we encourage each of you to complete the program evaluation on the screen. The evaluation will help us continue to improve our programs.
And we want to thank you again to each of the student organizations who helped make Harambee a success. We want to wish everyone good luck with finals and congratulations to all of the fellow seniors graduating in 2021. Thank you so much for attending this year's Harambee event. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hi everyone, my name is Janelle and I'm one of the Student Success Assistants for the Multicultural Center 2020 to 2021.
Hello, so my name is Ella McKay. I am currently a multicultural peer advocate for the Multicultural Center.
Hi, my name is Hajra Kartia and I serve at the Multicultural Center as a diversity peer educator.
Hello, my name is Gigi Hamet and I am a multicultural peer advocate for the Multicultural Center here on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Navia and I currently work as the office assistant for the Multicultural Center.
Hi guys, my name is Maria Samantha and I work for the Multicultural Student Success and Outreach Department.
Hi, I'm Jan Rose, a multicultural peer advocate at the Multicultural Center.
Hi, I'm Ellen, the videographer and marketing assistant for the Multicultural Center.
Being a multicultural peer advocate has been a great experience for me. I have learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about people.
One of the most fun, engaging, and insightful jobs that I've ever had.
Everyone here is such an amazing family and we all love and encourage each other.
My favorite part about working at the Multicultural Center is that you get to interact with different people and cultures, backgrounds, and point of views.
I never thought I would get an opportunity to work with such talented people, and I must say I'm blessed.
Working at the MC means getting to work with wonderful coworkers and getting to meet fellow comets at our programs.
Now, one of the best things I like about working at the MC is the animation and videography opportunities our projects provide for me.
Just to share, one thing that I like working with the MC has been that it's very goal-oriented and it's very teams and hands-on based.
The one word I'll use to describe my MC experience is elevating.
I would call my time at the MC gratifying.
One word that I can describe my employment experience at the Multicultural Center is unique.
If I had to sum up my whole experience at the Multicultural Center, I would do exciting.
My biggest takeaway is that you never stop learning. So we really create an environment of educating ourselves.
I've had to step out of my comfort zone so many different times, doing things I never thought I would be doing.
You are provided with various opportunities all around the campus.
So now this position is unique to me because I am able to learn transferable skills.
Because it serves both my community and it brings awareness to a variety of issues surrounding people of color.
Because it brings in perspectives that you may not have thought about before.
I've learned so much about different cultures through the various workshops and trainings that we host.
I love working in such a diverse workspace where I can learn from everyone. Everyone has such unique experiences and always an amazing story to tell.